is. There's a quiet comfort in reaching for a bowl of fruit as a late-night snack. We've been told our whole lives that fruit is nature's candy. It's healthy, it's packed with vitamins, and surely it's better than a tub of ice cream. But as we cross that 65-year-old milestone, our bodies begin to whisper a different story. Have you ever woken up, looked in the mirror, and wondered why your eyes look so tired, even after a full night's sleep? Or maybe you've noticed those strange little cobwebs or ghosts drifting across your vision while you're reading the morning paper. We often write these things off as just part of getting older, but what if I told you that the timing of your fruit bowl might be playing a role in how your eyes and your kidneys are aging? Today, we're going to look at the blunt truth. We're going to talk about why you might want to stop eating fruit after a certain time, and more importantly, what your eyes are trying to tell you about your internal health. We'll dive into the science of eye bags, the mystery of dry eyes, and the 3 fire alarms in your vision that you can never afford to ignore. Segment 1. The eye bag connection, sugar, sodium, and timing. Host. Let's start with something many of us face every morning, puffy eyes. In the medical world, they call it periorbital edema, but to us, they're just eye bags. Now, usually, we're told this is just about lack of sleep or perhaps a bit too much salt at dinner. But there's a deeper mechanism at play, and it involves how our bodies handle sugar, even the natural sugar found in fruit. When you eat fruit late at night, your body is processing fructose and glucose right as your metabolism is meant to be winding down. For those over 65, our insulin response isn't always as sharp as it used to be. Here's the simplicity of it. When there is too much sugar in your bloodstream, your body produces more insulin. This situation causes your body to hold on to sodium. Think about that for a second. That late-night apple or bowl of grapes is actually signaling your kidneys to retain salt. And where does that saltwater retention show up first? Often, it's in the delicate tissues of your eyelids. I remember a story from a colleague who noticed a father and son at a restaurant. They were chowing down on high-carb foods, and both had incredibly puffy eyes. It's a visible sign that the body is overloaded. If you're eating fruit late, you're also potentially depleting your potassium. You see, your body needs potassium to store sugar as glycogen in your liver and muscles. The more sugar you eat, the more your potassium gets stuck or stored away, leaving you deficient. This imbalance of high sodium and low potassium is the perfect recipe for those heavy, swollen eyes in the morning. So, the first rule for our The Life Outline community. If you want to keep your eyes looking clear and your kidneys happy, try to move that fruit to the morning or early afternoon when your body can actually use that energy. Segment 2. The key nutrient you're probably missing. Host. Now, while puffy eyes are an annoyance, dry eyes can be a constant, scratching misery. Many of you have told me that you've tried every artificial tear on the shelf, and nothing seems to work. If that's you, you might be missing a key nutrient that 40% to 80% of the world is low on. Vitamin D. It turns out vitamin D isn't just for bones. It's a powerful tool for controlling inflammation, especially in the tissues of your eyes. There are actually receptors for vitamin D right on the surface of your eye, on the cornea and the tear-producing system. When your levels are low, your tears break down faster, and your eyes can even suffer microscopic damage or staining. This is why many people find their eyes feel worse in the winter. We stay inside, we bundle up, and our skin doesn't get the sunlight it needs to produce vitamin D. Interestingly, research has shown that when people with dry eyes are given vitamin D supplements, they often see a significant improvement in tear production and comfort within just a few weeks. So, how do we fix this? Aside from checking with your doctor, you can look at your diet. Small amounts of vitamin D are found in fatty fish and eggs, but here's a human tip for you. If you like mushrooms, try slicing them and letting them sit outside in the sun for about 15 minutes to 2 hours before you cook them. They can actually produce up to 10 times more vitamin D just from that sunlight exposure. It's a simple, natural way to help your eyes stay lubricated. Segment 3. The ghosts in your vision. What are floaters? Host. As we talk about health after 65, we have to address the ghosts in the room. Eye floaters. You've seen them. Is those little squiggly lines or transparent worms that drift across your vision when you look at a blue sky or a white wall. I want to start by reassuring you. The vast majority of the time, these are harmless. They're like gray hair or wrinkles. But for the inside of your eyes, inside your eye, there's a jelly called the vitreous. When you're young, this jelly is firm, like a fresh bowl of jello. But as we age, that jello starts to liquefy. The collagen fibers inside it break down and clump together. What you're actually seeing isn't a bug or dust on your eye. You're seeing the shadow that those little clumps of protein cast onto your retina, the wallpaper at the back of your eye. This is why they seem to run away when you try to look directly at them. They're floating in the liquid center of your eye. Most of the time, this is a normal process called a posterior vitreous detachment, and your brain eventually learns to ignore them. Segment 4 is the 3 fire alarms when floaters become dangerous host. But, and this is a very important but, there are times when these floaters aren't just a nuisance. There are times when they act as a fire alarm for your vision. If you ignore the wrong kind of floater for even a few hours, the damage can be irreversible. Time is vision. There are 3 specific signs you need to memorize. Think of these as your emergency checklist. Point 1 is the sudden shower or peppercorn shower. If you've had 1 or 2 floaters for years, that's usually fine. But if you suddenly see hundreds of tiny black dots, like someone shook a pepper shaker inside your eye, or like you're looking through a swarm of gnats, that is a major red flag. These tiny dots aren't dust. They are often pigment cells or even red blood cells. This happens when the vitreous jelly pulls so hard on the retina that it tears a hole, releasing a puff of cells into the eye. This is a positive Schaefer sign, and it means a retinal tear has likely occurred. Point 2 is flashes of light or lightning bolts. If you see split-second streaks of light in your peripheral vision, like a camera flash going off or a lightning bolt, your retina is under stress because the retina has no pain receptors. It can't hurt when it's being pulled. Instead, it sends a visual signal to the brain, which interprets that physical tug as a flash of light. If you're seeing these repetitive flashes, especially when you move your head, your retina is being tugged on and could be on the verge of tearing. 3. The dark curtain. This is the most critical sign. Patients describe it as a steady dark veil or a gray shadow that starts in the corner of their eye and slowly creeps toward the center. This isn't a warning sign. This is the disaster happening. That shadow is your retina physically peeling off the back wall of your eye. This is a retinal detachment. If the shadow is still in the corner, your central vision might still be saved, but you must get to a doctor immediately. Once it covers your center, you may never regain sharp vision again. Segment 5. Your action plan for healthier aging host. I know that can sound scary, but knowledge is power. By understanding these signs, you're taking control of your health. So, what's our life outline plan moving forward? First, watch the timing of your sugar. Try to avoid eating fruit or high-carb snacks late in the evening to prevent those puffy eyes and protect your kidneys. Focus on potassium-rich foods and keep your sodium in check. Second, mind your vitamin D. If you struggle with dry eyes, talk to your doctor about your levels. Spend 15 to 20 minutes in the sun when you can, or try the sun-rested mushroom trick to boost your intake naturally. Third, know you're normal. It's okay to have a few floaters. I have them, many doctors have them, but if you see that sudden shower, those lightning flashes, or that dark curtain, do not wait until Monday. Do not wait for the morning. Call your eye doctor immediately. Even on a weekend, they would rather you call than lose your sight. Conclusion host. Aging doesn't have to be a series of mysteries and worries. It can be a time of simple, meaningful adjustments. By moving your fruit bowl to the morning and keeping a watchful eye on those visual fire alarms, you're giving your body the respect it deserves. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If you found this helpful, please give the video a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe to the Life Outline for more simple human advice on living your best life after 60.